Hello, people. So, welcome back to the next session. In today's session, we'll be seeing something about data types and its variables. So, since a computer is a baby, it doesn't know what a number is or what a character is. So, we are dividing every element into a data type. So, data types are of two types, primitives and non primitives. While coming to the primitives is nothing but it's an inbuilt programming language, I can tell you, because a system will always be having its primitives. Like primitives are also of two types, the Boolean type and the integral type. Boolean type is nothing but true or false. The integral type comes with three different types of things. One is the character, the next one is the integer, and the final one will be the floating point. While coming back to character, anything between a single or a double quote is a character. I can tell it's an alphabet is a character. So anything between a single quote or a double quote is a character, and it is having a length of 1 byte. In Python, the advantage is you don't need to think about bytes or bits or any size of the data, because if you come to integer type, there are four types of integers: byte, int, short, and long. But you normally in Python concentrate only about integer, character, and the float points. You don't go internally and check every byte short and long byte length, because Python doesn't take any of those values like the C programming language or the C++ programming language, or I can even tell as Java also. So if you want to go in detail about the types, the bit length and all, I'll give you a document in the description. Please check that document. You will be having all the relevant information about the bit size, how much size the memory takes for each character or a number or an integer type or a short long type. Okay. And the next part is the floating point. When you come to floating point, any decimal value is a floating point. As like in C or C++, you don't have a double floating type. A double floating type is an 8-bit floating type integer, but in Python we have only float. A float is nothing but a decimal value. Any decimal value is a float. For example, 6.122 or 5.03, anything. Any decimal value is a floating point. Like integer, again, when coming back to integers are of three types: the positive, negative, and zero. Zero is an integer with no sign, and we have the positive numbers and we have the negative numbers. All these three types are integers. And while coming back to the second point, the non-primitive types, consider a character. Anything between a single quote or a double quote is a character. Not anything, only one bit value is a character. Suppose if you are having more than a bit, then it is a string. Strings, arrays, list, tuples, all these kind of a data types comes under non-primitive kind of a data types. Non-primitive kind of a data types are not inbuilt programmed, we program them. So that is the reason it is called as a non-primitive type of a programming. So strings, not a single character. If you take more than one character in a double quote or a single quote, then it is a string. Like my name, this is a string. Or a single quoted something like school, this word is a string. Or you can take hi, how are you? This complete sentence is a string. So I hope you understood the difference between a character and a string. Anything between a single quoted and is having a value of 1 bit is a character, and anything more than one or more characters is called a string. Even a space is a string. Anything which comes under single or double quoted commas is a string. An array, we know Integers are of positive, negative, and zeros. For example, these all types of the given following numbers are integers. An array consists of a collection of a common type of a thing, like numbers. All numbers are of an array. Suppose if I give a braces for this, then it is an array. Suppose if I give all names with a comma separated in it, and this is also an array. I'm sorry, I'll give some names. Yes. So these two are arrays, one with all integers and the next one is all with strings or characters. The data shape of an array should be a same one. It should not differ. You can't give one floating value and one integer in a single array, or else you can't give a one string type and one integer type in a single array. A list is again something a bit different from array. I can tell you a list consists only of numbers or names, but in list you can do some more operations using some operators. When we are at the operator session, I'll tell you how to do all the other things on lists or operators. Okay. Tuples are also something different, but it can't be modified. In a list, you can modify the data, but in tuples, you can't modify the data. And there are some more types of data types going on. I'll tell you when the time is right and we go in depth to the session. I'll tell you what are all the different types of data types we'll see. Now, let's run a Python program and check what type of a data it is, which type of a data type it is. And we need to discuss about variables also. Okay, let us consider a variable is a vessel that stores something, some value. Suppose here A is a vessel or a variable that is saving a value called 5. Here the variable is A and the value of the variable A is 5. Means A is storing the value 5. And next, let's create another variable called B, and this variable is saving my name, and the value of the variable B is my name. Next, we'll create another variable C, and the value it is saving is 2.143. This is a floating value. So we have given three types of data in three types of variables. So let's just run a Python program to check which type of data it is. So let us first print the type. Python comes with a module or a function called as type. This type function gives us what type of a data it is, or else simply it will return the data type of the value which I give inside the braces. Suppose I'm giving you as an EA. Next, I'll just copy this. I don't want to type it. Yep. So I'm giving three values. I'm printing out the three values and its data types. I'm not printing the value, I'm just printing the type. I'll just run this program. In the console, you can see it is given as class integer, string, and a float. Here int is an integer, str is a string, and float is a decimal type of a value. So this is about data types. In the next session, we'll see some other interesting topic and we'll see how we can print out what all we can do in the Python program like we did in this particular session. Thank you very much.